Where do the sick and twisted go when they need to take a holiday? Twisted retreat, baby. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it, and I'm excited today because I got a book in the mailbox, a limited edition signed book in the mailbox by one of my favorite authors on God's green earth. The name, Ian Rogers. Ever hear of it? Well, if you haven't, then by all means, hear of it. I'm here to enlighten you. Ian Rogers, I found very recently, in the last 5 months. Earthling Publications has a Halloween edition that they do every year, a Halloween series. So it's right now, it's beginning of January. It's probably been in the last 4 or 5 months since they put the book up for sale. And this year, the book was Family by Ian Rogers, and I've grown to trust Paul Miller at Earthling Publications when it comes to each year a new author for this Halloween series, and each year I've loved the book and the author. And so I didn't know Ian Rogers, didn't know anything about him, I'd never read the author, but I bought it anyway. I read Family and I loved it. And then I went on to read a novella by Ian Rogers. It was available by PS Publishing called Gray. And I loved that novella. It was fabulous. And then Ian Rogers himself sent me, it was a nice gift, sent me an out of print collection of stories from the Blacklands called Super Noir Tales. I showed you that here, and I reviewed that here. So if you want, you can take a look and see what I thought about that book, and you can see what it looked like. Now, that book is out of print, but it's supposed to be being republished by Cemetery Dance at some point, hopefully in the very near future. Also, after that, Cemetery Dance released the debut novel from that Blacklands series that Ian Rogers has been working on. And I read that and I reviewed that, and it was fabulous as well. So I'm 4 for 4 when it comes to Ian Rogers stuff. And to me, that means one of my favorites, because there are very few authors that I've read 4 books. The very first 4 books I read of theirs I loved, and Ian is one of them. What I got in the mail today is a limited edition version of something that I already had. Now, to me, signed is always better. Limited is always better. And hardcovers are better than softcovers. That's kind of the way I look at things. But this book right here, it's a collection of short stories called Every House is Haunted. This one's published by Cemetery Dance as well. And it's one of the stories in here called The House on Ashley Avenue has been optioned or is being made into a film by someone called Sam Raimi. Ever hear of him? But that story is included in this collection, The House on Ashley Avenue. And the way I understand it, there may be more films to come from this collection here. But anyway, this is a softcover collection, and I wanted a signed limited version of it. And lo and behold, a company whom I've never bought from, or honestly, never even heard of. I'm not bragging or anything like that. I'm just out of it, I guess. But Twisted Retreat has produced a signed limited edition version of that book. And it's not the first. There is another published by a publisher I'd never heard of. And I think it was only limited to 100. And it's long gone. Long before I'd ever heard of Ian Rogers, it's long gone. I'd like to get me one of them one day as well. But Twisted Retreat has published a signed limited edition version, although it's not numbered. And from what I gather, I believe there were 650 of these produced, and 50 of them were available after their they do a monthly box subscription kind of a plan. So each month you get a different author, different stuff, different options. You can check them out. I'll put a link in the description to Twisted Retreat. But from what I understand, I'm not an expert, I've never dealt with them before. For non-subscribers, they would usually have some left over. that they would offer up for sale, and that's how I got it. I heard from a person named Sean Lynch, who has a YouTube channel called Too Many Books. He used to be called Splink. He mentioned that he'd ordered one on Facebook or something, and I, mashed them buttons as quick as I could, got over there and was able to buy one. It's now sold out. But it was $29.99 plus $5 shipping, and it ships in a box. Now, a lot of these monthly subscription things, I've done one so far, and I didn't take long to give it up because they were shipping stuff in a bag, and every hardcover that I got was busted. And you can drive a 6-inch railroad spike through my head. I can live with that. But if there's one thing I can't stand, it's books getting busted up in the mail. So, Twisted Retreat is shipping them in a box. Now, it doesn't guarantee success, so I'm going to open this thing up. Let's take a look and see how things went in the mailbox, in the mail system, in the service, and hopefully my book got to me in great shape, because while railroad spikes through the head aren't that great, nothing compares to a busted up book. So inside of a box, which is pretty, it's a very pretty box, I dig it. Inside, you got a book inside of a bubble mailer, so a little bit of extra protection. Now it's tight fit, so that doesn't give a whole lot of room for error. If the mail handlers are busting up corners, there ain't much room to give. So I still worry, but I'm not going to get too worried until I find out for sure. But here she is. It's a beaut, and it's wrapped in shrink wrap, and I'll take it out. But first, I want to look at all of these precious corners to make sure they're right. And they are. Every corner looks great. I see no bends or busts on the board. So the box is better than the bag. And I wish all the monthly subscriber folks out there sending out hardcover books and bags would take note. You'd have more customers, at least one more customer, if you ship them monthly things in better packaging. But Twisted Retreat has got me tempted. I'm going to have to pay more attention to see what they're putting out each month. Ian Rogers, for me, is a guaranteed buy, but I don't know who else they're publishing, and I'll have to look a little deeper. But next things next, because first things were first. It's wrapped in plastic, and I got to get it out of the plastic. And this is sticky, touchy stuff for people, because I've got a very sharp instrument. I sharpen this joker at least every other day, because I use it so much. This blade on my Leatherman Wingman, I use it so much, and the steel is actually pretty soft, so it doesn't stand up to abuse much. And I got to admit, the reason I carry a Leatherman is because I need a knife that I can abuse, a tool that I can abuse without worrying about it too much, without messing up my favorite knives or something like that. But anyway, back to the matters at hand. The secret when you're trying to cut plastic off of a book, the secret that will always work to help protect your book, listen up. The secret is you cut the plastic, you don't cut the book. Take it from me. That's a fact, works every time. But the book is out. It is undamaged because I have my secret that I've stuck to. And here it is. This dust jacket artwork looks cool. It looks spooky, exactly as it should. Twisted Retreat has done it to it. And this dust jacket has been designed by Little Forest Cat. A little bitty forest cat has designed this dust jacket. It looks so good. You can see the shiny houses there against a more of a flat background. And man, it just pops. It pops, as some of those folks might say out there that are cooler cats than I am, like the Little Forest Cat. But look at her. The stenciled edges look fabulous. So 35, just say 35 bucks delivered to my house. This is what you get. It looks so good. That dust jacket's fabulous. And then let me take it off and show you a little bit more. This is what I call library bound, and I may be wrong, but it says that this hardcover design is from Azura Arts. And just look at that. I mean, imagine having two of these, one on the shelf like this, and then one with the dust jacket. And I noticed Twisted Retreat sells reading candles. Maybe I should order one. Next time I order something from them, maybe I'll get one of them reading candles. I want to know what that'd be like. I've never read by candlelight. It may seem hard. Maybe you can read a Kindle Paperwhite very easily by candlelight. But those stenciled edges look so good. And man, they did a fabulous job making a book look great. And I understand I'm trying to see how it's bound. Let me get some better situation here. I can't really tell. I can't tell how it's attached. I wouldn't be surprised to say that this would be a glued binding, is more of a trade version. But danged if I can't quite see all the way in. It does, it almost looks like it might be a sewn binding in here. They've got see if I can find one of the edges here and see if I can see threads. Yep, this is a sewn binding. I can see threads in here. If I stretch it hard enough, you see threads, and I don't want to do that too much, but maybe you can catch it where the threads come up through there. I don't know. I'm not going to stretch it out much farther if you can't see it there. Take my word for it, or don't. Either way, I appreciate you. But what else? A built-in ribbon page marker. So I don't know if I've ever gotten this much value for 35 bucks, and it's an author that is a must-have for me. Ian Rogers is a must-have for me. When it comes out, I'm getting it, and that's just the bottom line, and because I said so. But they've done a great job. They put together great stuff here, and I'm going to have to pay closer attention. Check out these end sheets. They look fabulous. I'm going to have to pay a whole lot more closely attention. I'm going to have to more closely attend to what's going on over there at the Twisted Retreat, because they've done something amazing with this. And it's fabulous. But from what I understand, everything inside, the contents, I'll go ahead and show you. I missed the best part. It is signed, and I told you I think there's 650 copies. I don't know. You can't necessarily quote that as being 100% true. Signed by Ian Rogers. I think there's 650 out there in the world, and according to their website, they're flat out sold out. Now here it says Cemetery Dance Publications, Baltimore, 2022. So that's probably the exact same text in all that comes in this edition. But their website says there are exclusive content. So I think, in my opinion, I think that means extra stories. And I'm going to look in here. They probably wouldn't be in the table of contents, because I think this table of contents is exactly the same as the one I just showed you from Cemetery Dance, page 327. So I'm just going to flip back here and see if there's anything beyond page 327, and if there is, what it is. Now, as I'm flipping through, I'm not seeing any page numbers back here. So I don't know what that means. I'm not seeing page numbers in the back. There we go. I found some page numbers there. 319, 323. So I think, yeah. So when we're looking through here, we've got numbered pages. And then at some point, boom, we have Every House is Haunted bonus material. All right, there we go. So bonus material, Deep Bluegrass, The Four Cowboys of the Apocalypse, and eventually exclusive stories for this edition. Now, I want to see, were those in the table of contents? Can you remember? This is a test of memory, which I failed, and they're not listed here. Yeah, so they're not listed in here, and the talk here should be the same. Although the page color is different. I think they just took the text. It's not one of these bound differently. They took the text and all. You can see the page color is different. So it is different, but it's a beautiful edition. I got more than my money's worth here. I am so happy. And wait, there's more. The back side of this dust jacket. Look at the artwork therein. So now I need 3 copies. One for each side of the dust jacket and one without a dust jacket. But the problem is it's sold out. So I'm going to have to go buy secondhand market prices for a book that I may never see for sale on the secondary market. I don't know. Sometimes the secondary market can be brutal. and trying to find things. But anyway, I'm glad to have this on the shelf. It's awesome. It's fabulous. I'm happy, so happy for Ian Rogers to be able to have a beautiful version of this book out. I hope all of his dreams come true, and I can't wait to read more from Ian Rogers. And I got to check more into Twisted Retreat and see what they got going on, because they really exceeded expectations by a mile. It's terrific. Absolutely fantastic. And I can think of no more lies to tell. So thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. And c'est la vie, baby. Doo-doo. C'est la vie, baby. That's better. I think so.